Good afternoon, everyone. It is a soccer Saturday here at Coolman Stadium, a wet Coolman Stadium, as we get set for today's Lake Conference matchup between the top-ranked, undefeated 12-0 Edina Hornets and the visitors, the St. Michael Albertville Knights. I'm Brandon Spratt, joined today by Jeremy Olson in the commentary booth. And Jeremy, we have an exciting one here today.
Yeah, a little rain seems to have fired everyone up on the sidelines, down on the benches. It had been a sunny game at times for the prior game with the Hornet and Knight boys teams, but looks like we're going to be set for an English rain kind of game today for the girls.
And thankfully for now, no lightning or any pauses. We'll hope that that continues, but we can play through some rain here on this first Saturday in October. The Edina Hornets, a perfect 12-0, top-ranked team in the state, and they defeated St. Michael 5-1 up in St. Michael on September the 11th. Knights hoping for a different result this time around as we get set for the opening kick. Edina will go left to right. They're in the home green jerseys, all green, white numbers with the gold trim, and the visiting Knights in all whites with the navy numbers. Looks like some gold trim there as well.
Girls are going to have to deal with, for the Hornets anyway, their first back-to-back scenario where they played Washburn yesterday and won 5-0. Gained an early lead, though, and then allowed a lot of players off the bench to come in, so some of the starters are a little bit more rested. Still, on a back-to-back, you can be a little sore one day, and they're going to have to shake that off the next if they want to take it to this dangerous Knight varsity team.
Yeah, and the potential good news there is the fatigue didn't seem to be much of an issue for the Edina boys team, who actually played a little bit later. They played the second game last night and had an even quicker turnaround, but still less than 24 hours. It's about 22 hours from first kick last night to first kick here this afternoon. We're under the lights, a little bit of light rain falling, umbrellas out in the stands. Thankful you're joining us online here today from the comfort and hopefully dryness of your own homes or wherever you're tuning in today. Edina will have the opening kick with Grace Palidal in the center circle.
A subplot of a hat-trick streak. Izzy Engel scoring the hat-trick in the last game, and Maddie DeLean before that. Can someone else achieve a hat-trick in a third straight game? A hat-trick of hat-tricks.
Indeed, certainly Maddie DeLean seeking her own hat-trick. She had one against these Knights back in September. And she had plenty of hat-tricks in her varsity career, probably into double digits at this point, as the Hornets look to attack up the left to begin the game. Tried the through ball in there toward Turk. Nice turn in midfield there by the Knights. And now Dorothy Stotts will play it to DeLean. DeLean returns it. Stotts closed down, but she'll keep it back to Audrey Keeley.
Stotts, the hit it and forget it left defender for the Hornets for 3 years, and now the captain.
Palidal forces turnover there in midfield. There's Mac Miller. Over to Izzy Engel, one of the stars of this Hornet team. She's double-digit goals and assists this season for the sophomore, as there's a lot of space up the left here. Looking to get the cross in on the ground toward Engel, who takes a bump. Referee waves it off. And the Knights relieve some pressure for a moment. Here's Dorothy Stotts.
Yeah, there'd been a little bit of contact there, but the Knight defender didn't use her hands to knock her over, just gave her a little nudge, and that didn't draw the whistle.
This is the Knights in midfield. Emma Dewar, their leading scorer. Abby Mannard just shields the ball there. She'll win a throw-in on the far side. Takes it toward the feet of DeLean, who flicks it on. This is Mac Miller now, who cuts it out. She'll go back to the keeper, Bayless Flynn, who gets the first touch. Always valuable on a wet day today to get that keeper, get the first touch and make sure they're comfortable back there.
Not quite the same as on grass, but that ball can skip. It can pick up speed. A wet turf can be a dangerous turf.
That's poked away from Ashley Turk over there. Abby Mannard will take the throw in. That's toward the feet of Turk, who turns inside, leaves it for Engel. Back to Turk, or back to Engel rather, tried to return it to Turk on the left, and the official on the far side signals it's a throw-in to STMA.
Familiar alignment for the Hornets with a diamond defense in the back with Audrey Keeley in the sweeper position.
This is Mannard, who will let it go out. She'll take the throw in on the far side. Ellen Norman with a nice piece of hold-up play. Gets it to Turk, who tries to turn the corner. Touch takes it out. That one over the head of a Knight. Controlled there by Turk, who turns it inside to Maddie Fulbright. Now Keeley on the back line. This is Mannard turning infield. Back to Fulbright, who's in some space. She'll lay it off to Grace Polidal. Now back to Stotts on the right. Polidal gets the turn on the defender. Here's Grace Polidal, slips it through. Ellen Norman on goal, and it's just wide of the post. Goal kick.
Norman, a slippery striker. She seems to find an avenue to the ball when it's played into the box.
So a dangerous early look for the Hornets, but set up there nicely by the sophomore Grace Polidal. She made a really nice run and slipped it off to her striker.
Grace, a scorer in the Washburn game and in the 8-1 Buffalo win recently. So she's been on a goal scoring streak of her own.
Deline back to Fulbright. This is Grace Polidal. She puts a strong challenge in there. A couple bodies hit the floor in midfield. It will be a free kick to the Knights, as Olivia Peel putting in some good work there defensively for STMA.
Breck's coach must be really missing her transfer. Grace Polidal played at Breck last year along with her sister, but transferred to the Hornets this year.
And she's part of a trio of midfielders that has the Hornets set up for the future as well. 3 sophomores who have all played starring roles really for the team this year. This is out to the near side. That flicks off the head of the defender. Mac Miller will leave it for a throw.
Knights, meanwhile, looking to replace some muscle. They had 3 players go to St. Cloud State playing in college, graduates from last year's team, including an all-world goalkeeper in Muriel Orheim, who is just a stalwart for them for years. And new keepers have to be up to the challenge to replace her.
So Maddie Deline wins a free kick. She's bumped here on the near side. Assistant referee flags it, and Izzy Engel will take a free kick. She takes most of the set pieces for the Hornets.
And as usual, Maddie Fulbright from defense ranging forward, where she has so often found a header to either score on the goal or deflect the ball to an open teammate.
Engel strikes it with the right. This is toward the near post. Off a defender. Norman tries to turn it back across goal. Floats over everybody, headed away. But Ashley Turk will get over there. She wins it back for the Hornets. Fulbright at the edge of the area. Now Mannard swings the ball in. Header by Norman toward the far post, and it goes wide.
Good hustle by Turk. She had a point-blank shot when the ball fell to her. Wasn't able to pull the trigger, but then raced all the way back out to the sideline to reclaim the ball and throw it back in for a second cross.
Yeah, the work rate of those midfielders, Turk, Polidal, Engel, all of them can cover a lot of ground sideline to sideline. That's off of Peel. It'll be a throw-in for Edina. As the rain is pretty light at the moment, some umbrellas have gone away after a quick downpour in pregame. Certainly the threat of showers remain the rest of the way. Abby Mannard to take the throw in. This is toward Izzy Engel. Engel will just leave it for Mannard. She tries to turn inside. She'll concede the throw this time.
Knights at 4-8 on the year, but they've won 3 of their last 5, including a 2-1 win over Buffalo in their last game.
Try to switch it to the other side. Cut out there by Julia Dupay for St. Michael. Throw-in coming near the halfway line for the Hornets. Taking quickly toward Engel, who takes a bump. Nice job by Peel. She'll send it forward toward Audrey Keeley. She'll use the keeper Flynn, sends it long. Skips over the head of Ashley Turk, throwing to the Knights.
Hornets had a scare from Eden Prairie 4 games ago, winning 1-0 late, but since then have won 6-0, 8-1, and 5-0 to refine their scoring form.
Yeah, that one goal was their lowest offensive output of the season. As a long ball here, chased onto by Ellen Norman, who takes it wide. Norman looking to cut back. She'll lay it off, or try at least to lay it off to Mackmiller, but Knights win a throw.
Pretty clear that striker speed from the Hornets is going to be an issue from the start. Deline and Norman have really challenged the back line.
Polito battling in midfield. That's thumped out by the Knights. Only as far as Dorothy Stotts. Izzy Engel dropping deep to play it over to Mannard. This is Ashley Turk, a nice turn on the far side, rolls it in toward Maddie Deline. Here comes Deline. She tries to place her shot in the far corner. Pretty easy save in the end for Hannah Hoagland, but Maddie Deline with her first effort.
Place is exactly right. She opened up her foot to play almost a pass to try and find the corner rather than taking a rip with the top of her foot. Just didn't find it there.
Nice cushion touch there by Deline. Tried to lay it off to Norman. It bounces around, eventually put into touch for a throw. Mannard toward Engel. It'll be another throw in.
Deline continuing her scoring form with one of the 5 goals against Washburn on Friday.
Yeah, Maddie's up to 20 goals on the season. I believe that's tied for 5th in the state of Minnesota at the moment. She turns there, tries to play a low-driven cross. Some indecision there on the clearance. Here's a chance for the Hornets. Engel toward the end line, crosses it in, takes a deflection. Cleared only as far as a defender. Now Mannard on the turn, but a dangerous look there.
And the goalkeeper had gone down already because the ball deflected and she was left helpless. If the Hornets were able to get a second shot, they just couldn't get that. Couldn't get their foot on the ball.
Last touch there off the Knight, so it will be a corner. The first of the game for Edina. Izzy Engel will go over to take it. And keep an eye on number 17, queuing up near the edge of the area. That's Fulbright with those headed goals you mentioned. Outswinger coming from Engel, floated toward the back post. Fulbright was up for the header, but it was cleared. Edge of the area. This is Abby Mannard into a wide area. She'll look to cross it in and keeper able to corral it. It originally bounced off her chest, but she was first to react.
Probably a slippery ball situation there. Even though it stopped raining, there's still water on the surface.
Polito up for the header. Deline cushions it on the chest, turns it infield. It's poked out toward Peel for the Knights. Now Olivia Peel looking to dribble away. Good step to cut it out by Fulbright. Stotts clears only as far as Peel. That's lofted forward. Bayless Flynn grabs it on the bounce.
Something's good is going to happen for the Knights. It's probably going to start with Olivia Peel, the junior. She has 4 goals and 6 assists, team leading in assists on the season.
No surprise she's looked the most dangerous of the Knights so far. Here's Deline on the turn. Maddie Deline is closed down well there. Strong tackle from Harley Peltz, the sophomore. And Maddie just a little bit slow to her feet. She's in an offside position at the moment. This is Izzy Engel. Engel crosses with the right toward Deline. She flicks on with the header toward goal. And this will just run out for a goal kick.
Seems to be walking it off after taking a pretty hard hit here. She had stumbled. She had the ball on her right foot with a chance to shoot and then stumbled. And by the time she corrected and was able to take the chance, the defense had recovered and walloped her for a tackle.
Yeah, really strong but fair challenge by Peltz. As anytime Maddie can get onto that right foot and just hammer one, she will. And it was a dangerous look, so well done by Peltz. Mackmiller wins the ball, turns it in field. Gets it back from Stotts, now inside toward Polito. Cleared only as far as Fulbright. This is Emily Zatoni. Good switch out to the right for the Knights. Casey Fredrickson, the captain, chasing. Mannard with some pressure on her back. Tried to roll it back to Audrey Keeley, who wins it back with a little bit of a bump. Fair in the end, Bayless Flynn.
Hornet defenders doing a good job of going into the body of the Knight attackers, turning, shielding the ball, and gaining possession.
A lot of space here for Engel. Engel sends Deline through. Maddie Deline's onside. Deline toward goal. Big save by the keeper. Norman on the rebound. Doesn't get much on it. And it's cleared off the line, or cleared out of the 6-yard box.
Lovely through ball that caught Deline in full stride. She didn't have to wait, she just kept going forward, but the keeper just turned off the angle enough for her that she didn't have a clean shot. Made a nice save.
Yeah, big save by Hoagland. Certainly in a one-on-one with the keeper, you'd probably favor Maddie Deline. So Hoagland able to shut it down. We remain scoreless for now, 13 minutes in. Maynard rolls it through. This is Izzy Engel. Engel slips it to Deline up the channel. She goes toward the end line, kept in by the Knights. They'll clear. Maynard cuts it out. Fulbright back to Keeley. This is Lauren McDonald now in the game at right back.
Subbing in for the captain Stotts early in the game. Taylor also subbing in for the Hornets at a striker position, giving Ellen Norman a break.
Flynn will send it long. Deline in the area. The Knights will get to it first, and they'll actually let it run out of play. Flicks off ahead of a Knight. Fulbright just shields the ball and allows, that was Grace Polidal to get to it. Back to Bayless Flynn. She'll send it into midfield. Off the head of Fulbright.
Knights seem content to really overload the defense when Edina has it on one side of the field or the other, and the Hornets have been playing into that with some vertical games so far. Let's see if they can switch the ball around and catch the Knights off.
Yeah, a lot of attack originating up that left-hand side so far. As now turning infield, tries the through ball toward Mac Miller, just a little bit too strong, and this will run out for a goal kick. But there was a little bit of a switch that you were talking about.
Yeah, there was only one defender on that side. It was a one-on-one matchup, and if the ball had been on target, it was going to be a real tough time for the Knights. Two subs in for the Knights. Short bench. I believe they only have 5 healthy players on that bench, so they'll have to rotate and do their best to stay fresh.
Short goal kick is flicked in the air. Howard tries to close down for the Hornets. Now good touch by Mac Miller. This is Taylor Howard. Mac Miller continues her run. Now Howard turning inside. This toward the feet of Deline. Maddie Deline from a tight angle. Cross goal, and it just was past the outstretching leg of Ashley Turk. Goal kick. Good square ball by Maddie Deline.
Love the weight on that pass from Taylor into Deline. It wasn't too hard. It was just right and was in the exact right spot that she could take advantage of that quick, oh so quick turn and get open.
That's another short goal kick. Last touch off Mac Miller, but that could be something to follow here. If STMA can't clear the ball very far, that allows Edina to swarm and get possession back quickly.
Certainly was trouble for the boys. The St. Michael team losing, boys varsity team losing 2-0 earlier today.
That was defended well there by Julia Zerna on Deline. And tried to play a little 1-2 there, put out by Taylin Radloff, fresh in the game. Throwing for Lauren McDonald here on the near side. It's toward the feet of Taylor Howard. Good touch. Tried to roll it back, but Peel with the interception. Only as far as Fulbright. A lot of space here. Good turn by Izzy Engel. Bit of a heavy touch. Closed down well by Maynard. Her pass just a little bit off. She'll retreat and play it. And we'll see it out for a throw.
Another case where the opposite side of the field was wide open for third. Hornets tried to get it there, but just one soft pass, a little too light, and it couldn't get to her while she was open.
Peel tries to hit Radloff around the corner. This is played up to Wesley Mackmiller, who turns it infield. Now McDonald. A little bit heavy on the passes, so we'll go back to the keeper, Hannah Hoagland.
In general, it seems like there is a defender always 10 yards deeper than Maddie Deline to absorb her speed and try and turn back some of those through balls from the Hornets.
This one will go back to the keeper, Bayless Flynn. She'll return it to Keeley as the Knights push up a little bit higher here. McDonald's ball, that's toward Howard, who takes a bump. It's a bit inadvertent, referee says play on. Now out to the right-hand side. Just skips a little bit over there for Sadie Straight. And eventually it'll be a throw-in for Edina. But that was a nice switch there by Emily Zattoni, number 11. She's done that a couple times. Could get it into a dangerous area there.
Vivian Garvis checking in for the Hornets. Does my heart good every time she plays. I saw her suffer a knee injury in a tournament in Indianapolis a few years ago, and she was out for a while, and it's always fun to see players make a comeback. And there she goes.
It's Garvis on the ball, as both teams a little bit slow to react to that loose ball in midfield. Eventually it'll become a goal kick for the Knights, as Edina unable to do anything with it.
Hornets have their own injury issues right now. I saw Lauren Lavoie down on the bench in crutches, and also Ella Kasperzinski, the kind of first choice sweeper last year for most of the season. She's been injured all year.
This goal kick to the feet of Maddie Deline. Deline looking to turn the corner. Maddie Deline, 1-0. It didn't take long for the short goal kicks to bite the Knights. It's Maddie Deline in on goal, her 21st of the season.
Just really smart play. She was able to look in with her head up and notice the goalkeeper off the poor goal kick, trending towards the near post, leaving the wide post open, and she was just able to pass it right into that open net.
Ellen Norman will return. Maddie Deline getting a quick breather after giving the Hornets the lead about 18 minutes in. Edina 1, St. Michael Albertville 0.
Coach Katie Affett giving a lot of instruction to Deline. I assume it has something to the effect of do more of that.
A lot of space in the middle, but the referee puts the flag up for offside. That was a dangerous look there for the Knights, as it was Taylin Radloff trying to split the defenders. It just about worked, but she was a yard or so offside.
The center backs had split really wide, leaving an enormous gap in the defense, and the Knights almost exploited it. Good ball from Manhard, hit that long.
Ball pings around off the head of Norman. We'll skip into the keeper, Hannah Hoagland, under no pressure. Nice touch there by Polidal, almost cushioned it to a teammate. Now cut out well by Engel. Oh, and a foul signals by the referee. He says hand on the shoulder. That would have been a dangerous chance with Izzy Engel in a lot of space. Now it's taken quickly. This toward Peel. Peel and McDonald battling. Peel's able to cut it out, and that's whistled as a foul. I don't know if that's a makeup call or what, but neither of those challenges seem to like much to this announcer.
McDonald didn't have a lot of momentum, but she played smart defense, just shielding in front of the ball and giving the oncoming Knight attacker no choice but to kind of rumble right through her and created the contact.
So we'll see how this game is officiated. Maybe the standard has been set. It doesn't take a lot of contact for either of those whistles, but some of those subtle pulls, of course, can be fouls as well. So just something to keep an eye on. This toward the feet of Norman, who turns it inside nicely. Cutting it out defensively, Hannah Cavant. This is Izzy Engel trying to slide it through toward Howard. Howard there for the Hornets, and she slots it in the corner. Edina 2, St. Michael Albertville 0 on a nice finish by Taylor Howard.
That was just a very subtle thing by Taylor Howard. She just didn't run full speed forward. It was kind of an arcing run, well-timed, right with the back line of the defense, so she didn't get offsides and gave the midfielder plenty of space to send it right through to her so she could score.
Nice finish by Taylor Howard, her 4th of the season. She didn't have a lot of space on the defender, but just a really composed finish there. Beat the keeper down to the left-hand side. Knights now looking to get on the attack, trailing by 2 early.
First minute after a goal is always an important one. How do you react? How does the defense react? How does the losing team react?
Not even halfway into this first half. Edina with a 2-0 lead. This is played by the Knights in defense and will deflect off Zerna. It's a throw-in.
Good forward pressure by Norman.
Engel able to turn into acres of space in the middle of the field. She'll try to slide it through with the left foot. Comes out wide to Garvis. That's toward the feet of Ellen Norman. Norman looking to turn. It bangs off a Knight. Not able to clear it far. Engel tries to put a tackle in, but now some space for the Knights the other way. Tried the ball toward Peel. Peel might get there first. Bayless Flynn out of the area. Puts in a challenge. And it's out for a throw-in. Wow, Bayless Flynn with a big sliding challenge.
sliding it right into Peel, who's knocked the ball well forward. And it looks like it's going to be Hornet possession, but I believe on the end throw-in. Nope, strike that. It looks like we're calling a Knight throw-in.
Yeah, one of those bang-bang balls. It's a little bit hard to judge, but our referee wants to send what is going to be.
I was right.
You were right. Well done. But how about that from Bayless Flynn? We know she likes to be aggressive and come to just about any ball she can get to. That might have taken it to a new level there.
Yeah, that was up by the 15-yard line, 20-yard line of the football yardage markers anyway, well out of the box.
Well, I can see the marks on the field. In fact, you see Bayless Flynn's coming right towards us at the 20, and then Peel slid on her knees past that down toward the 15. So she was 30, 35 yards off her goal line.
That's like CSI Brandon right there. Nice.
Couldn't find that one for a moment. Lauren McDonald settles the play. It's back to Keeley. Beautiful ball out wide, and Vivian Garvis is going to get there. Just gets there, but unable to keep it in play with her touch. That ball just kept going and going on this wet turf surface. I think if we're on some natural grass, that might sit down for her, but
well played by the utility to Lauren McDonald, who moves from the right back to the left back with Dorothy Stotts returning to the game.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball by McDonald. Here's the Knights in some space on this left side, getting to the wrong side of Turk. Slid through, Keeley plays it off a Knight, and smartly seeing it out for a throw-in. I think, well, it was last touch off the Knights, but this throw-in is given to the Knights instead of the Hornets. That's toward the feet of Peel. Peel looks to turn, switch it toward the other side, but that's overhit. It'll be a throw-in for Edina.
Again, even on attack, the Knights really loading to one side or the other. There was no striker or midfielder on the opposite side to take advantage of that cross.
That one's poked toward the feet of Norman. Bouncing around there in defense. Knights might have a chance to turn the corner, but back to sweep up there for Edina. That's number 13, Marin Fullerton in the game. Knights looking to get across from the far side. That'll be put out for a throw.
And Marin was needed on every bit on that. She kept running and didn't stop, and so she was in position when the ball deflected the wrong way. She kept on her horse and got the ball back to Bayless Flynn to get out of harm's way.
Yeah, it was a really committed defensive run, no doubt about that. Knights will make a couple subs. Casey Fredrickson back into the game, one of their captains.
Especially on turf, once or twice a game, the ball is going to go the direction you did not think it was going to go, and you have to be on your horse to reclaim it.
Hornets will have a goal kick here. We have 16 minutes to go here in the first half. Edina with a 2-0 lead on a couple of quick goals, one from Maddie Deline, and then a second from Taylor Howard, the junior forward. Taylor getting some good experience this year, and certainly she'll be looked at probably next year to sort of lead those forward lines with 3 seniors starting up top.
That's a lot of goals to replace.
Isn't it? But Taylor with 4 of her own in a substitute role this season. That's cleared out by Stotts.
Terrific ball by the Knights, played into the danger zone.
Comes out wide. That's toward the feet of Peel. Good clearance by Ellen Norman, and now some space in midfield. There's Ashley Turk toward Grace Polidal, just a little bit overhit, turned back over to the Knights. Maddie Deline back up top for the Hornets, so she returns to the game. And Izzy Engel gets a little bit of a breather, number 3 on the bench. Polidal with her back to goal, dangerous there, and Keeley's forced to clear. As some umbrellas pop back up, looks like a light rain again here at Coolman Stadium.
Trying to figure out, it looks like the Knights are playing a 4-4-2, but their forward strikers are spread wide, pretty wide apart.
Put out for another throw for the Knights. This comes into the middle, skews off a foot there. They'll look to recycle. Turning in field there is Cavant. Long shot toward goal, but it's directly at Bayless Flynn, who didn't have to move an inch.
Even so, these last couple minutes of play have definitely been in St. Michael's favor, certainly compared to the rest of the game so far.
Yeah, and that's with a few starters on the bench for the Hornets. There's Izzy Engel, Maddie Fulbright, Abby Mannard, Wesley Mackmiller, all taking a breather at the moment.
Also, players trying some different roles. Ashley Thurk in a much more central role now than usually on her out left side.
And yeah, I certainly think that this is a result of that game last night, just wanting to keep some fresh legs.
Delene's been back in the game for a little while, but I don't recall a touch on her foot yet, so it's an indication of what the direction the game's been going the last few minutes.
That one's played out toward the right for the Knights. They try to chip one over the top. Good run there. And they'll keep it. Now turning in field, but able to step to it there is Fullerton. She'll win possession back for the Hornets. Here comes Ashley Turk in a ton of space toward Ellen Norman. It's just a little bit behind her. Vivian Garvis chasing after it. It will be a throw-in for St. Michael.
A lot of new faces on varsity this year, but so many of them have played together in club for years. Fullerton to Norman is a pass that we've seen since they were probably 10.
Grace Polidal whistled for the foul there. She just turned the defender's shoulder a little bit. Free kick to the Knights. As you said, having a little bit more of a spell in this game the last 5 minutes or so. Yet to really create a chance, though, other than the one where Flynn had to come out of her area. Now this is Dorothy Stotts looking to lead the attack. She'll slide it through to Deline. Maddie Deline one-on-one here at the edge of the area. Deline across goal. Just a little bit out of the reach of Norman. It'll come all the way across, put out for a throw.
Thurk was open on the play, but about 10 yards behind the through ball. Just couldn't catch up to it.
Norman gets a touch on that. Last off the Knights. Now back toward Norman. She'll chest it down. Defending to win it for St. Michael. Fullerton does well to step to it. Now Ashley Turk. Turk turning. She evades another challenge. And the Hornets will go back to Audrey Keeley. Stotts makes herself available on the near side. They try to switch toward Garvis. It's still Garvis, her back to goal. Now Dorothy Stotts coming under some pressure. I think that went out before she was able to get her pass off.
That's Sadie Straight. She was pressuring Keeley before, and she was pressuring Stotts right there. She is trying to be a pest in the forward portion of the Knight offense right now.
Headed out by Stotts, another throw-in. And repeat that, another header by Stotts. This time it's headed by Polidal toward the feet of Deline, who brings it down. She'll play it back to Stotts. Now a long ball toward Ellen Norman. Cleared out by the STMA defense. Stotts with another defensive header. Fullerton tries to poke it forward. It'll lead to a throw.
A couple moments where the ball is just bouncing uncomfortably in free space. If the Knights could get a touch on it and send it forward, they could split right through the Hornet defense.
Knights will make a couple subs here as we approach the final 10 minutes of this opening half.
I believe that's Emma Dewar back in the game. 5-goal scorer, one of the leading scorers for the Knights.
Deline looking to turn. Closing down the ball well there is Ashley Turk. Now Polidal. Garvis gets to it, and the Knights will clear it, put it out for a throw-in. So Vivian Garvis getting a little bit of extended playing time on this right wing, as Wesley Mackmiller is out at the moment. That goes back to Keeley. Now Lauren McDonald. Return ball flicks off the head of a Knight. And now Dorothy Stotts back to the keeper. Sadie Straight with a hard charge there, forcing her to play it quickly. Nice touch by Norman. She'll turn in field and pick up her head. Norman rolls it into the feet of Maddie Deline. Here's Deline around the defender. Maddie Deline on her left. Big save. She tried to go across the keeper there, but another good save by Hannah Hoagland.
Amazing to see her at half speed cruising past defenders.
And this is going to be a corner. Lauren McDonald will take it with the usual corner taker, Izzy Engel, on the sideline. It's a right-footed in-swinger. This one floats toward the penalty spot. Up for the header is Polidal, and it goes off her head and wide for a goal kick.
That ball had a lot of time in the air to get to the back post.
Yeah, a lot of loft on that one. So goal kick here for Hoagland. These have been a little bit of an issue for the Knights so far. And as such, they'll just play it out to the right flank to a defender. I'd say a necessary adjustment given they conceded the opening goal off a similar goal kick.
But you would like, ideally, not to lose possession so quickly if that's the play.
Rain picking up a little bit, a little more steady here as we're under the lights at Kuhlman Stadium. A seasonably, well, pretty warm, and as you said earlier, humid for the first Saturday in October. This feels a little bit more like an early season game than a late regular season game.
Yeah, but it's cool humidity. You think you're cool, and then you suddenly find yourself sweating down there as you're running around. So it's very odd conditions for the game, and it will play a role in fatigue as the game gets later into the second half.
A few weeks later in the year last year, we ended up in the Braemar Dome because of some snow for section playoffs. We hope that won't happen again. But we know it's a possibility here in Minnesota despite the warmer than average conditions here in October. It's put out by Stotts. It'll be a throw for the Knights as Izzy Engel set to check back in for the final 7 minutes or so. Engel will come on. She'll replace Grace Polidal, who will head to the bench for the first time.
Pretty good long break for Engel. We'll see if she can come in with a little fresh energy and fire and maybe put the Hornets up with that third goal.
Turned back into the middle, thumped long there by the Knights. Keeley with a good boot to it. As Polidal is turned. That's chipped forward. Bayless Flynn will wait for the bounce, and she's able to grab it. Sadie Straight, the on-rushing forward again for the Knights, as that one is booted deep into midfield. Comes to Engel, she chips it toward Deline. Skews off a foot for the Knights. Lauren McDonald overhits the long ball, goal kick.
It's one of the things I've really liked in the Hornet defense right now is Audrey Keeley. When the ball is bouncing in a dangerous position and she has to play the ball forward or clear it, she doesn't miss very often, and it really minimizes the chance for the opponents to score on a counterattack or a quick goal.
Yeah, plays a very similar role to what we see Jacob Shin with the Hornet boys team, both just very solid central defenders, making the smart play, making it quickly. That's the last thing you need as a central defender is indecisiveness, and neither Keeley nor her keeper behind her have any of that. The run will stay with the Hornets here. McDonald to take it.
I like very bright pink shoes. It makes it easy to pick out players and know who they are. Nice shoes, Lauren. Well chosen.
Back to the keeper Flynn here for a touch. She'll play it toward Keeley out wide to the left. Pokes it toward McDonald. Off a Knight, and a shove detected there as drawing the foul is, I think, Izzy Engel.
They got dumped on her back, but she popped right up and looks no worse for wear.
Actually, that looks like, can't quite tell. But anyway, free kick for the Hornets. That's Maddie Deline, number 5. She has a runner to the left. She turns in field. Deline on her right. Cross to Dorothy Stotts. Stotts strikes for goal. And it slips through and into the back of the net. Dorothy Stotts from long range makes it 3-0 to the Hornets.
Oh, you love to see the defender who puts all the work in trying to stop goals, getting a goal of her own. And it may have been fortunate, a function of the wet turf where the ball just skips and stays low and it got under the keeper. But so much excitement for the Hornets, nonetheless, to see the captain score.
And it is the first goal of the season for Dorothy Stotts. So you certainly see her teammates appreciating that.
Yeah, if you really want to trouble a keeper in the rain, put the ball about 2 yards in front and watch that skip just play havoc with their decision-making. That's a little of what happened there.
So Maddie Deline will get the assist for that goal. She's now back on the attack, up for the header. Deline gets the turn on the defender, a little bit of a heavy touch. It's dangerously back and now cleared only as far as Engel. Here's Garvis on the overlap. She'll turn it back to Stotts.
Come on, Stotts, be hungry.
Stotts crosses it in. Brought down only as far as Deline. Deline around the defenders. Cross in. Oh, and then another dangerous one that takes a hop right into the breadbasket of Hoagland.
Good secure hands to prevent any rebound chance or a fourth goal there for the Hornets.
That one's played out of the air by Engel. Now off the head of Casey Fredrickson. Fredrickson, last touch will be off the Hornets.
3 minutes left in the half and a sizable advantage for the Hornets.
As it looks like, I think it might be number 6, Ellie Cooper, over there on the far sideline. It's who I couldn't identify earlier because the 6 kind of looks like a 5 from a long way away. But then I look to my right and see Maddie Deline at the top of the formation. So I think Ellie Cooper, the senior midfielder, getting some run in here. This is Audrey Keeley coming under some pressure. Aylis Flynn gets it past the sliding challenge of Olivia Peel. Those two almost come together again.
Yeah, Peel was hungry there. You could tell she had a chance to get by McDonald, but just getting the ball out of harm's way at the last second.
Now McDonald up the far touchline. Maddie Deline able to turn the hips. Here goes Deline in a lot of space. Maddie Deline has runners to her right. She slides it through. Izzy Engel. Engel for Edina, and a big save. Right at the keeper. Put it either side, and it's 4-0.
Hustle cred to Engel. She was way trailing the play and sprinted all out to be able to be open for that pass and have that opportunity.
Yeah, great runners there as Deline, it looked like a 2-on-1, but the runners just kept coming up that right side, and Engel got a good shot on target. Now Deline will force the turnover. This is Ellen Norman with some good hold-up play. She sends it around the corner to Vivian Garvis. Garvis now on the wing. Turns it infield. This is to Stotts. Stotts can get across away. Just has a roll out of her feet, but
swing you need to make a bicycle work.
Final 80 seconds here of the first half. Goal kick for the Knights. This is toward the head of Ellen Norman, who gets to it. Now Maddie Deline chasing after it. Knights get there first. Norman puts in a good challenge, and she gets in the way again. Ellen Norman just a bit of a pest for this defense at the moment. Now Fullerton steps to it, doesn't get it. Keeley over to Stotts. Cushioned by Norman. Nice turn by Izzy Engel infield. Not enough on it to get it to Turk, and now all the way back to the keeper. Lauren McDonald getting an extended run in here in the first half. She's been on since maybe the 10 or 15 minute mark.
Yeah, Garvis as well. Some players that are coming off the bench, getting some serious minutes and contributing minutes too.
Strong header by Keeley. Skews off the foot there. Now a nice turn, but Engel will cut it out. Final 20. Maybe time for one more chance. McDonald, a nice ball. Turk. Now Maddie Deline. She has Norman to her right. Vivian Garvis as well. This to Ellen Norman. She sends it through the legs of the defender. Ellen Norman on goal and a save. It's spilled, and the keeper will cover it. And that will do it for the first half.
Well, that's a way to end it. My goodness.
I don't know if that was an intentional nutmeg or not from Ellen Norman, but a good piece of skill. Hannah Hoagland forced into another save. She made several in the first half. Don't let the scoreline fool you, as Hoagland was busy in the first half. We've reached the break here at Coolman Stadium. Edina with a 3-0 lead on goals by Maddie Deline, Taylor Howard, and the captain, Dorothy Stotts. 40 minutes remaining. We'll be back in about 10. We're back here at Coolman Stadium for the second half between Edina and St. Michael Albertville. Hornets enjoying a 3-0 lead as the teams switch sides, and we have a goalkeeper change to tell you about.
Sydney McCreets is coming in as the backup keeper for Edina, looking to protect the shutout and the 3-0 lead.
So Bakritzis takes over for her classmate Bayless Flynn, both juniors.
And job number one now for the Hornets is to protect the lead, get out of this game, and look forward to a huge matchup in their next game against the Minnetonka Skippers.
The Hornets could potentially wrap up the Lake Conference crown in 2021 today. It will depend on the result between Hopkins and Eden Prairie, as the Royals are currently in second in the Lake Conference, 5 points behind Edina. As quickly into the second half, it's Olivia Peel who wins a corner, I believe the first for the Knights.
Yeah, Peel didn't get the memo that they were supposed to give up in the second half. She did a great job of hustling down the end line and earned that corner for the Knights, and a good chance early in the half.
And a funny moment there is Olivia Peel was looking for a ball. She didn't know two were coming her way. Then she kicked one away, and so did the assist corner. And Bakritzis called into action right away. She gets a slight punch to that. Peel looking to take a touch around Mannard, who comes away with it. Now it's Taylor Howard starting the second half.
It was a good decision to parry the ball rather than try and catch it when she was that far out with a non-rushing Knight attacker. Just clear the ball away and keep it out of harm's way.
So Bakritzis called into action right away. Knights trailing by 3, certainly have every reason to want to get on the attack as they have a throw here.
Nice to see no hesitation, too, coming right off her line, making the play she needed to make.
Throwing on the far side, that's headed by McDonald. Actually, don't think that is McDonald, but we'll try to identify that in a moment.
Taylor Howard and a mix of starters and reserves in right now to start the second half.
Howard's ball, this toward Mac Miller. Mac Miller on the turn, and a save made by Hoagland. That was well done by Mac Miller just to set herself up, but the keeper was way out of her area.
Yeah, ran into Wesley's parents last night. They were going to miss the game, and I told them I'd call the game for them, but I'd tell them when they really missed something. And man, sorry, Jim and Alyssa, you wanted to see that one.
Especially if she ended up bearing that. That was just a great touch to set herself up and turn the defender, but good keeping once again. Hannah Hoagland having a good game. There's Grace Polidal trying to turn the corner. That's going to be thumped away by Harley Peltz. And I think that is Stotts in there at right back. She puts a good ball in toward Taylor Howard. First touch kind of eludes her. It'll be kept in, though, by the Knights.
Definitely no laying back from the Hornets to protect the lead. They were all above half, as per usual, when they're in the attacking zone.
Here's Izzy Engel. Engel on a forward run through the middle. She tries to lay it off. It'll come across. Deline looks to turn. This is Ellie Cooper for a goal, and it's off the crossbar.
Cooper with a nice right foot, a nice little touch and a little dipsy-do to get open and get right into the box uncontested. Just rifled it a bit too high.
For a second, I was questioning myself if that was a 5 or 6, so Ellie Cooper made herself look a little bit like Maddie Deline there as she fires off the crossbar. But Maddie starts the second half here on the bench. And could be the day for her, depending on how the rest of this one goes. As Cooper chases out in a wide area. That'll go out for a throw.
Good aggressive play there to snuff out the ball and keep it in Hornet possession.
That is number 12, Molly Konopik, up there as well in attack. Will go out for a throw for the Knights.
Dad, Alex, who I went to college with, would want me to tell you that that's Nopik there, Brandon.
Nopik, okay, thank you.
Sorry, Alex.
Well, I've heard that one pronounced a couple different ways, so glad we got it straightened out. It won't happen again, Alex.
Well, college was a long time ago. Maybe I have it wrong. Flirting with the sideline there. Great possession play.
Good ball to roll in. This is Izzy Engel. Engel tries to slide it through. Here's Knopik with a chance. Still Knopik, and couldn't quite turn it on goal. It's out for a goal kick.
Knopik in your program as a defender, but definitely not that right now, playing in a central forward position with an opportunity to score.
Yeah, Knopik is up front. She's with Taylor Howard, slightly to the right of Howard, who plays more central, and Wesley McMiller is over here on the left side. That's the three forwards at the moment, as Ellen Norman also sits for the Hornets. Here come the Knights back the other way. Through ball out wide. That's toward Peel. Will send her all the way wide. McMiller back in recovery, and she'll put it out for a throw. Nice defending by McMiller to get back. Now Peel's throw. That takes a bounce. Headed away not very far by Peel, or by Keeley rather. Here's Peel for STMA. That's turned back infield.
Trying to read the number. That was Cavant for the St. Michael with a really nice run right up the middle.
Now Dorothy Stotts. We saw her teammates and coaches congratulating her at halftime. Certainly a good moment for her. Exciting to see the captain score a goal. She stretched the lead to 3-0 where we're at the moment. Here's Mannard. Nice move there by Grace Polidal. Polidal tries to slide it through for Engel. Now Peel. This will find its way over to Zatoni for STMA. Now that's rolled into the path of Cavant. Cavant gets the turn on Keeley, whips it in, and Bakritzis calmly catching that cross. Well done.
Good calm job of keeping your eye on the ball, keeping your head up, gathering it in, and making a solid save with no rebound chance. Hornets are doing such a nice job right now of attacking from one side and then having runners come in from the other side that are just running right through the back defensive line, and they keep trying to punch the through ball. You think one of those is going to hit home pretty soon. A lot of them have come through with shots on the keeper. You bet one of them at one point is going to result in a goal.
Engel will cut that pass out. It's Engel winning it back again. Now Polidal, she'll return it. Here's Izzy Engel. Engel through Taylor Howard on side. Howard for the Hornets. Save, and able to bring it in with the right hand by Hoagland to control a rebound.
Love to see no hesitation with the left foot. She may be a righty, but she just took that left shot at left foot and gave it a chance. Good shot, good save.
McMiller looks to roll it in field. Wow, well done by Izzy Engel on the turn to win it. Engel for a goal from a long way out, and diving down to her left is Hoagland as it took a bounce.
Just kind of caught her between steps there, and good job to gather it in.
Hoagland sends it long. That's towards Stotts. Now this is Grace Polidal trying to find McMiller. That's an inch-perfect pass into the path of McMiller. Turns inside. Here's Fulbright. Dinks it around Peel. Here's Dorothy Stotts. Stotts under some pressure now. Keeley out toward the wing for McMiller. McMiller able to bring it down. It's off the back foot of Polidal. Eventually thumped out by the Knights, which will be a throw-in for Edina.
Fair number of substitutes in for Edina right now with the lead, but the back four, the diamond defense is the same as the start, just to give some confidence to the defense in the back.
Nice touch there by Polidal out to McMiller. It's closed down quickly though. And now played up the right side. Keeley to chase after it. And Keeley looks to turn the defender instead of going back to the keeper. It'll be a turnover, cross into the box, and Bakritzis off her line to make a nice claim of the cross.
I think that was the right decision because Cavant had clearly anticipated the ball back to the keeper and was going to try and run it down. And she didn't hit the pass right. Could have intercepted it for a 1-0. took the safe play, turned it a different direction away from the attacker.
Knights with some space here. They'll roll in up the right. This is Cavant in a wide area. Hits the cross off of Abby Manor. That'll be a throw-in down in the corner. As STMA will make a sub here. It is number 36, Sadie Straight, coming in. She had a lot of energy in the first half, playing up front for the Knights, and she's in here with 30 minutes remaining.
The Knights definitely risking more. It looks like they're playing more like three strikers now, playing across the line and aggressively attacking, even more so than compared to the first half.
Right, and all 6 of their attackers, if you will, or the forwards and midfield, were up around the penalty area there, with the defense hanging back. So STMA may be sensing a chance for a little more possession in this game as Olivia Peel's right-footed effort goes wide.
Trying to test the backup keeper, but that was going to be a tough test from that range with that lack of balance taking the shot.
Creetzy's goal kick, cushioned down by Peel. Peel tries to turn the corner. It's a good tackle by Keeley, and that one went through the legs of Keeley. It's spilled and eventually claimed by Bakreetzi's, as she just wipes off her goal, keeping gloves a little bit. I think a little moisture on the surface and on the ball there just made it tough to claim, but dodging a bullet are the Hornets.
Nervous moment, but keep your head up, don't give up. When the ball gets loose, jump on it when it gets back in front of you, and she was quick to pounce on it and end that threat.
That was a nice ball into midfield. It was closed down quickly, though, by Grace Polidal. Throw in here for the Knights, and Paige Kruger. Fulbright up for a strong header. It loops over Kruger's head. She comes under some pressure, and she'll concede a throw. Mannard up to take it. That's toward the feet of Knopik. Nice hold-up play by Knopik, but Polidal closed down. Conceded to Peel. Sliding challenge comes in from Polidal, and Peel blasts around Fulbright. Throwing numbers forward, straight on the overlap. They try the cross instead. Cut out by Stotts. Keeley gets a boot to it. Polidal clears even further, and now hammered with the right foot by Mac Miller. Now Kruger will have to play it under pressure from Taylor Howard, and she puts it out for a throw.
A yell of talk from the bench as they were not happy with the indecision by 2 players to play the ball forward. Gave an opportunity for the Knights.
So Ashley Turk will return along with Ellen Norman, a couple starters back onto the pitch. Izzy Engel will sit along with Molly Knopik.
Knopik had some nice chances to score there. It was a good run.
Turk with a good piece of control. That's back to Fulbright. Fizzed out wide, a little bit strong for Mannard. Kruger to take a throw in for STMA. Now a throw in for the Hornets.
The switch side remains open as STMA really likes to overload, clog up the side with the ball, but it does leave some opportunities if the Hornets can once again switch the ball.
Ellie Cooper with a really nice piece of defending there as she just shields off the attacker, wins a throw-in for her team. She made a good recovery run as well, as there was a little space on that left wing for STMA. Edina able to win the ball. They'll look to go quickly. Played well by Kruger.
Yeah, STMA has some strikers and some players who are confident with the ball, and when they get rolling forward, it's tough to take it off their feet. So best not to let them get that full head of steam in the first place seems to be the strategy.
Mannard sends it out off straight for a throw. This throw toward the feet of Taylor Howard is cleared by Kruger. This will go toward Ashley Turk, who has a defender on her back. She looks to turn, takes a bit of a bump. Put out toward the right. This will be another throw-in for the Hornets as Edina will make a sub.
It's like Lauren McDonald, who had healthy shifts on the right and left D positions in the first half, getting more minutes in the second.
And she will replace the captain, Dorothy Stotts, like-for-like change over on the right back.
I believe Lauren has 2, if not 3 goals so far this year, so she's been in a lot of different positions to support the Hornets this year.
Mackmiller wins a free kick there. She's bumped. Maynard from her own half will send it long. Takes a big skip as Taylor Howard was in the area, thumped well out of play by the Knights.
That's a good ball by Maynard, finding her target well up the field.
Straight will step to that one, but Fulbright a nice touch to win it back for Edina. Sadie Straight was getting set with a full head of steam to go the other way. Now to the far side, it's a throw-in for the Hornets.
Yeah, those Straight's hustle. She's never seen a ball she didn't want to get. She goes after everything, and more often than not, she's been either getting it or making it a close and dangerous play for the Knights.
Keeley will concede the throw there, as we had players for both teams pointing the throw-in should go their way. Our officiating crew's opinion is the only one that matters. They give the throw to the Knights. That skips out into a wide area. Keeley closing down. Closing the space quickly.
Excellent play by Keeley to find an open player from the corner there and get the Hornets out of the corner and out of trouble.
Comes to Polidal. On the turn, she'll slow the play up, and now McDonald sends a long ball down the right wing. And when Norman chases after it, and Casey Fredrickson will do the safe thing and put it out.
Norman always pressing, and that time winning the ball back through her hustle.
She wins the throw-in as well. Puts it off a Knight defender. This is Ellie Cooper to take it. And that one will go off of a Hornet. Throw-in for the Knights.
The gaps close so quickly that Knight defenders don't have a lot of time to make decisions, and if they hesitate for a second, they're in jeopardy of losing the ball.
Long ball there is Keeley unable to clear it, but McDonald back to the keeper, Bakritzis, who will send it long. Nice decisive play by McDonald. She plays it again there. That one's chipped forward. Onside here are the Knights in a wide area. Trying to go around Keeley. Last touch off of Keeley for a corner.
I think this would be a good opportunity for the Knights. They have a lot of tall players, a lot of strong players who can find space. If the service is good, if the ball comes in right, this could be a danger for the Hornets.
Julia Zerna over on the far side. She'll take it. Number 9. Outswinger with the left foot. This is toward the penalty spot, up for the header. Getting to it first was Polidal. Now put back into the box, cut out by Turk. Battling there is Taylor Howard. It's still with the Knights. Around McDonald, attempting the cross toward the near post, but Bakritzis decisive again, and she claims a cross.
She had a striker right on her back. If she didn't make that move, it was going to be trouble.
That's toward the head of Polidal, flicks off her head toward Taylor Howard. That pings around and it'll make its way to Wesley Mackmiller in a wide area. And Mackmiller's clipped. It's a foul and a free kick for Edina.
Let's see who the first choice is to take this one, and a good opportunity for the Hornets. Looks like Maynard.
In the meantime, Vivian Garvis and Maddie Deline both up off the bench. Looks like they're warming up, maybe to come back in, maybe just to stay loose. Maynard with the right foot. That floats toward the back post, and it just goes over the top. Keeper had it measured.
I thought we had our second fullback goal there. That would have been something.
It sure would have been. It was, I mean, we're on that perfect angle to see a strike from the near post, or this near sideline, I should say, toward the back post, and it just floated a little bit. I think Hoagland, she seemed to think it was going over, but if it's looped perfectly over her head, there maybe is nothing she can do about it.
And 9 times out of 10, goalies know best. If they're not reacting to the ball, it's probably out of play.
Nice through ball there. Norman finds Mackmiller in a wide area, and that will go out for a corner as Paige Kruger gets the last touch.
Just a sliver of daylight there for McMiller to pick the pass, but the Knights did a nice job of closing it down before that low ball could get in and threaten the goal.
Lauren McDonald across to this side. She'll take a corner kick here. Maddie Fulbright, number 17, often the target. She cues up near the circle. And McDonald with the in-swinger. This one floats toward the edge of the area. Polidal got ahead to it, but it's cleared out of the danger area. Nice turn there by STMA, but it just eludes a little bit and will go out of play.
That is a real danger to the Hornet approach when they send their players running in on a corner like that, and if the corner goes out past them at the high edge of the box, it can leave them really exposed to a corner or to a counterattack. Didn't come of anything that time, but it is a risk.
So Maddie Deline and Vivian Garvis will return, replacing Taylor Howard and Ellie Cooper. So Deline back in the game. She sat the first 20 minutes, first half of this half, and she'll get a little bit of a run here. See if she can help change the scoreline. It's been 3-0 since the break. Here's Ashley Turk. Turk for a goal, and that one drifts high and wide. She had a nice run and a good, nice head of steam to try to pick out that top corner and just missed a little bit high and wide.
And the ball had a lot of pace to it. She was already going forward. The ball was going forward. She barely had to touch it, and it really jumped off her foot.
Garvis closing down on the far side. Wins a nice challenge there to roll it in. And now it's Fulbright stepping to the ball. Rolled out to the left to Mannard. Turned infield. This is Deline. Back to Fulbright. Now Grace Polidal. Ashley Turk. Closed down. Rolls it back to Fulbright. Turk gets it right back. McDonald. That's Vivian Garvis. Now back to McDonald. Edina passing it around the park nicely. As I say that, it's turned over. Nice challenge by Turk to win it back. Here's Polidal onto her left. Tries to roll Mac Miller through. Still Wesley Mac Miller drifting further to the right. Now it's Norman. Just got it caught in her feet, and now the Knights can try to go the other way. That's toward Peel. McDonald will thump it forward. Ball had some serious backspin on it as it bounced back toward Turk.
Yeah, the Hornets have just been able to kind of roam the midfield and do what they want, possession play, pass where they want to. St. Michael might need to do a little bit better job of closing down those passing opportunities.
Cleared out toward the left. Mac Miller trying to harass number 3 there for STMA. That's Taylin Radloff, and last touch is off the Hornets. Knights throw in.
Under 20, it's a big task if St. Michael's going to come back into this game.
Certainly doesn't seem likely given the Hornets have conceded just 5 goals all season. No more than 1 goal in any given game, and they've now scored 60 in this, their 13th game, I believe.
I think that's the ratio Coach Affett would like to see.
Yeah, scoring 4 a game is going to win you a lot of games. There's no doubt about it. And conceding
10-1, that's a good ratio.
Yeah.
I think most managers or coaches would like that.
That's a nice ball by Turk out wide. This is Garvis. She'll look to cross, and no touch detected. Goal kick St. Michael.
Garvis, one of 2 twins, with her playing with her sister Ashlyn on the varsity team this year. I believe Ashlyn's been injured too, so she could explain why she's been not getting minutes as well.
As a steady light rain falls at the moment, umbrellas out here at Kuhlman Stadium. Fortunately, not quite as heavy as we had last night here for the Hornets football game. We had quite a downpour near the end of the 3rd quarter that thankfully let up a little bit as the rest of the game went on.
The outcome of this game is better for the Hornets too.
It certainly is. Garvis with the throw-in. That's off the head of Norman. Ball's thumped long to no one in particular, and Bakritzis will wait for it to roll into her area.
Street, again, she really does make her presence known on the pitch with those attacking, sprinting runs. A lot of speed.
Mannard with the header. Mac Miller with it. She turns in field. Deline, clever back heel. This is Abby Mannard on the left side. Good square ball. Norman tries to get there. Could fall to Deline. Kruger just had it stuck in her feet. An effective form of defense, and there's a foul there as Fullerton bumps the attacker, but a cheeky little piece of skill by Maddie Deline here on the near side.
As you said earlier, professional foul. Fulbright doing probably the right thing and preventing any chance for a counterattack.
I guess if you're the stopper that far up the field, you might want to commit that foul, right?
Yeah, because if the ball gets behind you, it's a numbers game, and you know there just aren't that many back there.
Dorothy Stotts will return, and Maren Fullerton in the game as well. So Fullerton will take over that stopper role from Fulbright. Perhaps we've seen the last of her today with 15 minutes remaining.
And a switch at the fullback. Stotts moving into her usual role on the left, and Lauren McDonald switching to the right, or excuse me, vice versa.
So the Knights will try to pin Edina down in the corner here, and they do force a turnover or clearance that leads to a throw. This toward Peel. Headed out by McDonald. Kruger will try again. This one into the penalty area. Not cleared decisively at first, but then Keeley puts the laces through it. Norman with some great hold-up play, lays it out wide for Garvis, who will try to send it long toward Deline. Cut out by Zerna. Long ball here, straight looking to chase onto it. It'll take a high hop and caught by Bakritzis. You could see that play coming with how high that ball was, just knew it was going to take that big hop.
And a little friendly words back and forth on the way out.
Yeah, there was maybe just a little bit of a bump between Straight and Bakritzis, nothing too severe. This is Stotts on the right, plays it out toward Garvis. Rolls in field toward Polidal, who has it bobble up on her a little bit, thrown to the Knights. Referee notices some subs on the touchline, so STMA will make a couple of subs here.
Looks like Cavant and Dewar, a couple starters and a couple goal scorers coming back in to see if they can provide some pop in the last 13 minutes.
Yeah, Dewar leads the Knights with 5 goals. That being said, it's a balanced attack. You have a couple with 4, one with 3, a couple with 2. So a balanced attack for this Knights team.
And the Hornets responding with their own scorer and striker, or scorer and starter, that is.
Izzy Engel back in. She'll replace Grace Polidal. So Engel and Deline back on the field together for the first time in this half. We'll see if they can do anything while they're out together. 12.5 remaining in this one. Hornets still enjoying that 3-0 cushion that they've had since before halftime. This is Ashley Turk. Turk out to the right to Stotts. Stotts closed down. Norman will just look to recycle the play. It's put in by Garvis. Keeper up for it, and Mac Miller was there, but the keeper was able to claim it pretty much off the top of her head. Try to play it into the channel there toward Straight.
Hornets doing a good job of getting back, recognizing the chance for a counterattack there.
This is Kruger. Headed away by Engel, or rather Turk. Now Mac Miller toward Norman, closed down nicely by Zerna. And Deline's able to hold it. She gets it into Norman, returns it back to Maddie Deline. Numbers queuing in the box. Maddie Deline drags the shot wide.
And she jumps and shakes her fists and discusses so much good work that was done there. The quick move, the quick give and go passing, did everything right, but finished the goal. Saw a little chance on the near post rather than going wide, as she might more often do, but it just went a little wide.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. It was certainly close in the build-up if that ball was out here on the near sideline. I, from my perspective, had it as out, but linesman let the play continue, and Deline gets a dangerous opportunity. Probably the best chance for either team here in the second half as we're into the final 11 minutes. Is, say, the second half has probably followed the script that the coaches for Edina would want. Just bleed out the clock and move on to Minnetonka next week.
Norman in the last few minutes has done a nice job of being a target player, forward, back to the goal, getting the ball, distributing, and giving her Hornets a chance to release and break out.
McDonald across nicely to close down the space. Now a little indecision there with Mac Miller on the back of the defender. Mac Miller's going to win it into the middle. It's Ellen Norman. Oh, nice
one more
feed. Mac Miller. This is Deline, and it is off the post. Deline tries to go near post again. I thought that one was going to be in with a touch off the post, but hit it too square, and it's cleared by St. Michael.
Impressive shot. Nonetheless, it was bouncing, and she went with her left, her off foot. Barely an off foot for her, but it was a lovely shot nonetheless.
So Deline looking dangerous here. Great play by Ellen Norman in the build-up, but she sort of went with the outside of the foot pass, I think.
It all started with what we were talking about earlier, which is any moment of indecision by the Knight defenders, and Wesley McMillan just closed that down and took the ball away. It has to can't be much hesitation, or it's the Knights will pay.
Absolutely, certainly looked like that was a moment where the keeper could have been in play, but Mac Miller, credit to her for her work there to force a turnover as Bakritzis out of her area. She'll thump it away from Straight, as I think Straight has a pace advantage on Audrey Keeley.
And it was probably wise. I mean, there was a chance there to play it upfield, but there was also a chance there to just drive it right into the oncoming Knight attacker and have it go the other direction. So play it safe, knock it out, let your defense come back.
Knights will make a sub here as number 13 coming back in. That's Julia Dupay, junior midfielder and forward. She'll get straight up and make herself available for this throw-in.
4 goals and assists on the season for her.
Last touch here off the Knights. Goal kick for Edina.
Love Bakritzis making her Flynn impression and just coming way up. Aggressive play, snuffing out that Knight attack.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly seems to be, we talked about, well, Bakritzis will come and get another ball here, another loose ball, but we talked about in our first game with the boys game, sort of what is the standard to play forward for the Edina boys team. It's a lot of hold-up play, a lot of tracking back defensively, and looks like that's the standard for keepers for this Edina girls program, as Maddie Deline looking to go around the corner. It's still with Deline. She splits 2 defenders, and she takes a bump, and it's a penalty kick. So Edina with the penalty here. It is, looks like,
shoes of Lauren McDonald.
Yes, Lauren McDonald to the penalty spot. McDonald with her right foot scores.
I love everything about that penalty shot. I love not waiting, not thinking, and then just putting it to the right side netting, just inside the post, well out of reach. Even if the keeper had guessed right and dove, that was perfect.
So Lauren McDonald from the penalty spot. It's what you alluded to earlier, a couple fullback goals today for the Hornets, following up Dorothy Stotts' goal in the first half. Edina 4, St. Michael Albertville 0, and the Hornets on the verge of a 13th consecutive win.
Ooh, little shove there towards the bench. That's dangerous. Got to be careful.
Here's McDonald, the most recent goal scorer. Maddie Deline looks to turn and poke it around the last defender. She's closed down well, though, by Casey Fredrickson. Nice piece of play by Mac Miller. And thumped off the back there of Ashley Turk by McDonald. Straight looking to close down again for the Knights, and will force a turnover in midfield. Turk's able to win it back, though. This is Lauren McDonald. She slides it up the near touchline and out of reach of Maddie Deline.
An example on the Knight end of what forward pressure can do, though. If you just stay high, if you close down the open ball and force those defenders into mistakes, there can be opportunities.
That's a long ball there by Edina. That's just put out by Zerna. With Maddie Deline approaching, never a bad idea.
She closes those final 10, 15 yards pretty quickly.
Lauren McDonald with the throw in on the near side. That's toward the feet of Mac Miller. Shifted toward Deline. She takes a bump, but will win the throw. Another shove there. Deline chips it into the box toward Norman. That'll be cleared away. Skips off the head of Straight. Keeley sweeping up nicely.
I think she's seen that speed game from Straight a few times before and just made a nice quick decision.
Turk will win the ball back there. Rolled into the feet of Deline.
Pick the pocket.
Right back to Ashley Turk, who tries to go out to the right. It's cut out by Peel. Haven't called Olivia Peel's name in a while. She had an impactful first half, but has been a little bit quieter here in the second stanza.
That was a nice snuff out by Dorothy Stotts. Peel was coming with a full head of steam at the ball. Stotts just calmly deflected the ball back into the Hornet attack.
Deline sets the defender up, rolls it through toward Mac Miller, Wesley Mac Miller, and it's covered up by Hoagland. Mac Miller was looking for her goal today to join a few of her teammates, but Hoagland off her line.
Wesley so often playing in the wing and coming in from the outside. That time she's had some chances right down the middle.
And here goes Sadie Straight, but Kreitzy's out. It's spilled into the path of Straight, who taps it home.
Away and deflected kindly for the oncoming Knight attacker.
So with 4:14 remaining, the shutout is gone for the Hornets, but they still lead 4-1.
The 10-to-1 ratio is still intact mathematically.
Absolutely. For Sadie Straight, that is her first goal of the season, according to the stats page here on the Soccer Hub.
Hard to believe.
Absolutely. She's been arguably the most impactful member of the attack for STMA. Here's Ellen Norman. Norman onto her left foot, fires a shot that's caught nicely by Hoagland. But Ellen Norman with a good effort on her left foot.
Yeah, very patient. I mean, she had a chance to shoot. She saw a better chance. Just took a little sidestep, deflected the ball, and let it rip. That was a nice left. Ellen Norman really plays under control despite playing at speed. Everything she does has a purpose and usually goes in a positive direction.
Dorothy Stotts, that's toward Deline. Deline falling away from goal with her left foot, and it goes wide.
But spinorama chance there, but that was going to be a tough one to convert.
Even then, though, Maddie Deline doesn't even need a half yard of space. She can fall away from goal and still get a lot of power behind that shot. Like you said, though, tough to put that one on target.
Right postage, wrong address, I guess.
Last touch off Engel. It'll be a throw-in for STMA, as this might be the hardest the rain has been coming down all game. Not particularly hard, but just a steady rainfall as we play out the final 3 minutes.
Little overlap chance there if they can hit it. Indeed, they do.
Peel sends it around the corner nicely. Chance to get a ball in. This is toward the near post. It skips in, and Bakritzi's pouncing on that one nicely.
It's not easy when you're diving forward and the ball's coming at you hard and skipping off of a wet turf, too, to gather that in. So she made that look a lot easier than it really was.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, that was more of a forward leap than a side to side. Here's Deline, chops it onto her left foot. Deline, she has her second. She's been trying and probing all day with the left foot. Maddie Deline with her second goal of the game, 5-1 Edina.
And a little subtle, but just setting that up was just a little back touch where she cut the ball with her right foot, knocked it over to her left side, and just set it up exactly the way she wanted it. Setting up her own left, choosing that as the option. It was a wonderful goal.
Absolutely. The defender was very much on her right side, so the fact that she was able to just get that subtle touch onto the left opened up the angle and hit it to the far post. Well done. Maddie Deline has 2.
I have a feeling she knew the defender was leaning that way and took advantage.
Here's Turk pushing forward. That's cut out toward Deline. Deline for a goal, just wide. She's made a bid for her hat trick.
When the ball's right under your feet like that, it's hard to generate that much power. It's an impressive shot from that position.
Well, and I just wanted to go back to the goal for a minute as well for Deline. You alluded to this earlier, how her left foot isn't really a weak foot necessarily, as she's went to it a lot today, but it's how tough is that to defend when you have a striker that you know they prefer to be on their right, but they're very capable with the left as well.
Well, yeah, you have to take away their strength, and if you can't keep with her, you got to take away the right and make a guess, and that leaves you vulnerable to the left. So, the defender did what was probably the smart play, and Maddie Deline made her pay.
That flicks off the head of Stotts, and here's Sadie straight for STMA. Takes a little bit of a heavy touch, though. And Maren Fullerton is able to win it back. Now thumped along by Lauren McDonald. Deline to chase. Keeper looks to come out. Deline rounds the keeper, and it's in off the post. Maddie Deline, it's another hat trick. She has 2 hat tricks in 2 games against the Knights, and the hat trick streak continues, although not for a different player. It's the familiar one in Maddie Deline.
Yeah, hat trick streak at 3. Tall order maybe to get it against Minnetonka in their next game, but it's alive and well. And way to keep it dramatic, Maddie. That ball just kind of dragged along the line towards the end post, and it was always a question, but boy, it found its way in the corner. Lovely. Under a minute.
So 2 quick goals for the Hornets. They stretched the margin to 6-1. And as you said, it teased us a little bit. Again, we're right on that angle, sitting at about the 50, and that ball just, was it going to hit the post? Was it going to go in, or was it going to go straight out? And this time, at least for Maddie Deline, it did go in off the post, unlike early in the half. As the Hornets will put a bow on another big Lake Conference win here today. Again, pending the result of the Hopkins-Eden Prairie game, it could be that the Hornets clinch the Lake Conference today.
Hopkins, a surprising entrance at the top of the leaderboard in the Lake this year.
And Hopkins will be the last game here. We'll have that game for you at 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. So interested to see the Royals come to Coolman Stadium. As we bleed out the final seconds, that will do it. So a slow second half at times, but toward the end, the goals come back. Edina breaks out for 3 more. Knights get 1. 6-1 the final. Edina moves to 13-0, and Minnetonka coming up on Tuesday. We'll be back here on Thursday for the Hopkins game, but any thoughts as we go in to the final week of the season?
Well, it really showed what Edina does best, with quick passing, just lightning quick goals, decisive defense, and aggressive goalkeeping. You package it all together, you get a 6-1 win.
Well said. It's a double this season. Edina beats St. Michael Albertville twice. Maddie Deline with a hat trick in both games. She's the star again for the Hornets as she goes to 23 goals on the season. For Jeremy Olson, I'm Brandon Spratt. Thank you for joining us here today. Do hope you'll join us again on Thursday as the Hopkins Royals come to town to take on Edina. Thank you and have a great rest of your Saturday.